All right, looking at Bitcoin here on the hourly chart, and then we'll zoom out like we always do. So the flush down here, several hours ago, and now kind of a little bit of a bounce, but this is the pattern that you need to watch out for, right? This kind of bear flag. I mean, we're looking just like doing it again, right? So maybe that's the top already. If we come up to the 200, right? That's kind of, I mean, look at all the touch points, right? That's where we maybe go, but maybe all the shorters kind of front ran that, and then we're going down now. So that's always a possibility. That's why you don't want to wait till exact levels, right? If you're pretty confident of an underside kind of retest, that's also kind of what we're doing here as well, right? The likely scenario, right? And nobody knows what's happening, but the likely scenario is something like this, right? The breakthrough underside retest, support flips to resistance, and then, send it down further. But we're fighting that 16.8 level. So we broke it. We did break it, but we recovered very quickly. So don't count it all 100% confirmed just yet, but that seems like the likely scenarios we're going to break down again. But we are battling at that 16.8, which is kind of the line in the sand for the bulls and bears, at least on the shorter term. So there's the 4 hours zoomed out a little bit. You can see the kind of the break and recovery, and that looks like the level on the daily, but the hourly, but the 4 hour. I mean, you could argue that we've already been well into that zone, right? And then we're getting ready to go down lower. So let's look at that on the daily. Let's see what we got now. And now we're starting to get a little bit more concerning here. Why? Because we had the up move, the sideways move, and then, I mean, look at this candle, right? We talked about this yesterday. So bearish engulfing, sure. As of now, right? All it has to do is be bearish engulfing is close below this body here, 16.9. But more importantly, looking like dark cloud cover, right? Made a brief higher high coming down, and all we have to do to confirm dark cloud cover is close under 17K. That is in 9 hours from now, and if that happens, watch out, right? Here's kind of consecutive. I mean, really almost, this one did not, right here, right? Because it did make a higher high, but it did not close back 50%. But look at this one here, right? This one was, right? Higher high than the previous candle, closed back below about 50%. Not super authoritative there, but this one looks to kind of put the cap on it. So maybe weaker here, right? This was kind of a weak bearish, stronger bearish, strongest bearish, maybe, right? We haven't closed it yet, but just something to be watching out for. Certainly, I'd be watching if we close below maybe all these moving averages, right? Or I mean, anything under 17K, you got to lean back more bearish and roll over here because of that pattern, that candle, right? The upwards move, the sideways consolidation, and unable to hold it so far. Now this hasn't closed. Could we come up here and close at 17 and be a-okay? Of course. So wait for that close, right? But be aware that this is forecasting a storm as of now. The weekly, zoom out. Talk about a bigger storm. We're potentially looking at a weekly dark cloud cover, which we have not had in a minute. And by a minute, I mean a hell of a long time. So higher high on the weekly, right? Taking this out. Where do we have to go? We're looking probably about 16.7. If we close anywhere around 16.7 at the end of this week, 4 days, 10 hours, it's not going to be good, right? Not going to be good. After this rally, right? It's certainly at the top of the rally, right? If it happened to the second candle or something like a third candle, then whatever. But for it to fail, relatively quickly without even getting up to an underside retest shows, much more weakness than not. So again, we haven't closed it yet, but if you see us close under 16, 16.7, 16.750 even, probably not gonna bode well for the weeks ahead. So just gonna throw that out. We'll keep an eye on it for the rest of the week. But just at least be aware that the clouds are rolling in. Okay, we don't know if it's gonna be a storm or it's just gonna be clouds roll by. So we'll keep it at that.